Born from the depths of insanity, its very existence defies reason. Having lost all genetic ties to other pals, one wonders if it could still even be considered a pal. What's up guys, Raids here with the Shadowbeak's future video. Shadowbeak's time is near. Why? Because I strongly believe that Shadowbeak is only being held back by the prevalence of dark dragon spam. Pocket Pair sure loves their dragon spam. We saw that with Plasmid Ryu Ultra, Xenolord, and Xenolord Ultra. The only thing holding this pal back from claiming #1 and being the dominant force in the game and the meta is dark AoE dragon spam. If we were to take a ton of Shadowbeaks up against the Xenolord Ultra, what's going to happen? Sure, they're going to do good damage, but they're going to get melted by all the dragon AoE flying in every direction. And that's the only thing stopping this menace that the game itself describes as a insanity. This pal's creation should not be. It is not of this world. It is an abomination. But Pocket Pair has been forced into a corner because they know that if they stop with the dragon spam, if they stop releasing raid bosses that spam dragon moves every 0.2 seconds, Shadowbeak is going to take over the game and take over everything. Now, I'll list my reasons why Shadowbeak is actually low-key the #1 pal in the game, and has been for a while, and kind of still is. And the moment the Pocket Pair designs a raid pal, releases raids that do not spam dragon, Shadowbeak is going to climb to the top of the leaderboard and be #1. We're going to get into it in this video, so hang tight. It's Shadowbeak video time. So #1, we're going to get into his stats. Shadowbeak has a near perfect distribution of stats with a 140 defense stat, which is second only to Palladius. 140 defense is incredible. Defense, as you know, I'm a big fan of the defense stat. 140 is enormous. Non-alpha Shadowbeak also has a good hitbox, so that works for it. So right off the bat, right off the rip, 140 defense is a lot, okay? So that's #1. #2, its attack value is 120, not the highest obviously, but still. At 10-minute raids, I don't think are made or broken by attack stat. There's more than enough time to clear ultra raids in this game with 15 pals and rotation, so that's not to worry about that. And also a health value of 120. Now, this is a very strong distribution of stats. It's a total stat pool of 120 plus 120, so that's 240 plus 140. Let's do some math here. 240 plus 140 is 380. So that puts it pretty much on par with the legendary pals in the game. Shadowbeak might as well be a legendary. So that's reason #1. The stats are enormous and they are where they should be. It doesn't have too much attack. It's not overly weight to attack, which is easily buffed with food. It's got a massive defense stat. I would rather have a pal have a big defense and HP stats, and then I can worry about attack in another matter. Remember, the player can always contribute attack. That's why I personally do not weigh attack stats that heavily, because player damage is still a thing, and you can always, there's people who play with more than 15 base pals, so attack is kind of diluted in that case, and the ever-increasing amount of food buffs. So that's #1. The stats are amazing. #2, the hitbox is small. It's kind of a wide hitbox, which is not my favorite, because wide hitboxes get cut across by a lot of attacks, but it is not very deep, and he's very short, low to the ground. So a non-alpha Shadowbeak, I think, is what you should be going for, so that's good. It's #2. #3, obviously, is the fact that it is a typed pal. It is a dark pal, which means that whenever we get a boss that does not spam dragon attacks, which Shadowbeak is weak to, spam something else. Shadowbeak is going to be a dark type. It's going to take neutral against that type of damage. Let's say fire, water, lightning, all that stuff. Shadowbeak is not weak to those attacks. Okay, only weak to dragon. So the moment we get a raid boss that is not covering the screen with dragon damage, like Xenolord currently is, Shadowbeak will be tanky, just like Palladius is now. Remember, guys, Palladius right now can smoke Xenolord Ultra, even though it doesn't resist dragon. So the moment the Shadowbeak faces something that is not spamming dragon attacks, it will be able to tank it, okay? So that's an increased survivability. That's amazing, all right? So he's going to be just as tanky as Palladius. And if we ever get more raid bosses that are dark, obviously it's going to get a 33% discount to the damage it receives from dark, so that's even better. It's a typed pal. If we ever get a raid boss that's neutral, obviously its attacks, it enhances dark attacks, so it's going to be really good there. And then obviously the piece, the keystone in all this is the fact that Shadowbeak, this pal has so much going for it, and it also learns two of the strongest single target and AoE moves in the game. As you've seen through this video, Divine Disaster auto tracks in an AoE situation. So if you get a raid boss that spams ads like Xenolord, it has auto targeting. It spreads the damage across everything, and when there's no ads, guess what? All those pellets track single target, which is insane. As you've seen in this video, the mechanics for this pal's Divine Disaster and Divine Disaster 2 are nutty good. It removes a lot of what the AI has to do. It repositions the pal, okay? Like it moves the pal back and forth, which is what you've seen in my Polaris Aqua videos, that pals having skills that move them back and forth through the battlefield is good. It increases their survivability, and it messes with the enemy's targeting. So in an open field, Shadowbeaks moving back and forth, spamming Divine Disaster are going to waste the raid boss's time. It's going to cause the raid boss to have to rotate its positioning to target Shadowbeaks that are moving around every 30 or so seconds because of Serenity. That is enormous. And here in this video, I was farming souls with the Shadowbeak. Finally got around to the Predator pal, got it to spawn. Obviously, it's going to trash them. Even though I'm not really helping him out, it's just going to destroy them. So Divine Disaster 1, Divine Disaster 2, and the fact that now you can put a skill front on it to give it Shadowbeak, Holy Burst, excuse me, or inherit a skill like Dark Wisp, just puts Shadowbeak at the top, in my opinion. And I think Shadowbeak's time is coming. I don't think Pocket Pair will be. I don't think it's going to be a good look if they keep releasing. If every raid boss is going to be Dragon from here on out, then sure, Shadowbeak is not going to be great. But are you telling me that every raid boss from here to level 100 is going to be Dragon? That would look really bad. I don't think they're going to do that. That's going to be too monotonous. And if they do that, if Pocket Pair, sees themselves in a position where they have to keep spamming Dragon types just to keep this pal down, then that just proves that Shadowbeak is actually low-key the most powerful pal. Hands down. Now, that could happen. They could try to keep Shadowbeak down. But I don't see that happening. So, mark my words, if the next raid boss is not a Dragon type that spams Dragon attacks, Mass Shadowbeak is going to obliterate it. So, that does it for my video on Shadowbeak. I hope you guys agree. Let me know what you guys think about the future of this monstrosity born from the depths of insanity, Shadowbeak.